Alright, well, here we are. Flinders Ranges, fantastic stuff. The sun won this one. She's just set, but it's a beautiful location. This cliff lights up lovely. Lovely sandy spot here, just out of the creek. I'm going to set up a fire now, get that established straight away, get the swag out, get everything ready before it gets dark, have something to eat and whatever else. Can't wait to get started. It's a beautiful, beautiful spot here. There's a lovely composition with the range flowing off into the distance. Everything you need, beautiful light and shadow colours in the afternoon as the light hits it. Everything we want. Can't wait to get started. First, let's get this fire going, get the swag out. Okay. All right, well there we go, fire. Bit of bird life. Fire established, all ready to go. I'll just roll the swag out over here, as good as gold, and I'll camp there overnight. Now I've just rolled my tent out too. On the last painting trip into the Flinders, which was only a few days ago, I did a painting trip and got a lot of rain on me and had to pack up a wet tent. And the weather's been so bad over the last week, I haven't had a chance to actually get it out again, so this is my first opportunity. I thought I'll lay it out now, even though I'm not going to camp in it. I'll lay it out now and air it out so it doesn't get all mouldy and musty. At the same time, I prefer to sleep under the stars, so I'm just going to have a simple swag and put it up. Anyway, get a cup of tea on, it'll be as good as gold. Alright, well here we are, dawn, starting to get all the colours, waiting for the sun to come up to just lick some pure light across those ranges, but at the moment it's all in foreground shadow. Right, I'll start doing some more blending. Let's bring those colours together. Just blend them. Right, as you can see, those belt of Venus is starting to form in the sky. That blue is the shadow of the Earth, because the sun's over there. Any second now we're going to get the light striking here, so I've got to start mixing a colour. Just with the brush, just going to soften this sky up a bit. Because that's what the sky's like. You've got the beautiful chunkiness of the rocks of the foreground here, but the sky is soft, so I'm going to put that in. Right. Any moment that sun's going to be there now, any moment. Such a beautiful morning. Quite cold, but beautiful. Just going to put a little bit more coolness in the distance for now, before the sun hits. Just a mixture of some magentas, half mixed with some orange. So magenta and white. Just some very subtle pale greens here. What do we got? The shadows are a pale blue green. I'll just add a little bit more blue for this distant one. Just got the knife on edge there, just flicking up a couple of colours. A few pale shadows. Pale green in there. Take a bit of paint off here. All right, well I reckon that'll about do it. You can see the light's already starting to change. We've got that morning, just the first light coming over the hill behind you guys, just striking. What's actually happening now, it's even gone further and it's starting to get lower, so that colour there has gone out of the sky now. And now some of these foreground river gums are starting to light up as well, but I've decided to leave it there. I can keep chasing the light and keep on adding more and more until the light's completely down here, but what I want, my impression of what I wanted was that first beam of light before it went on too far, and then you get those really rich colours. I could keep on going and bring it down, but I'd actually lose something because it's all about contrast, and what we've got here is the contrast between the light and the foreground shadow. Light it up too much and I think we'll lose it. All right, let's pack all this up. I'll just do this one up. What a lovely morning, eh? Not a breath of wind, not a cloud in the sky. Just the sound of birds and nature. Beautiful. Okay, so we'll just do these up. These little French easels are great. Throw it on your back and away you go. So, what? Okay. All right, let's go. Alrighty, let's head back down, eh? Well, that was a bit of fun. Absolutely enjoy plein air painting to the max, especially those fleeting type of moments like that where 1 minute you're looking at a certain subject, next minute it's completely different. It's just so much fun. Working faster than you can intellectualise is quite often the way the best paintings often come out. So just look at that view, shall we? Look at that. Yeah, that spontaneous reaction to nature is what I find the most appealing. Whoops, nearly fell. Most exciting and appealing sort of stuff to do. Well, it's a lot colder as I'm coming down into the valley here. It was actually a lot warmer up the hill. The cold air's falling, as makes sense. Cold air does fall, hot air rises. So it's noticeably cooler down here. All right, here we are, back at camp. Not a moment too soon. What do we got? Quite nice, quite happy with that. Just come in and have a bit of a look here, eh? Quite happy with what's going on there. Really caught that first dramatic light that I was after, that belt of Venus where you've got the shadow of the earth and then the magentas rolling up into the ochres and the pale greens and finally the blues. Lovely cool colours in here, reflecting from those cool greens up in the sky. And lovely warm light where the light's licking across. On the whole, pretty happy with what's going on. Now, there's the sleeping arrangement just here. Nice simple swag. There's what I said, the tent, which has actually got frost on it now. The tent from the last camping trip, like I said, trying to get it to dry. The little campfire I've set up here, which I'll stoke up. And the property owners themselves use this area as a campsite. They've got this massive thing for having your fires, which I find way too big. To be able to get any heat on a cold morning or cold night, to be able to get any heat past those rocks, you have to have a massive fire, and that's not really my style. I'd rather have a smaller fire and get closer to it. So I've decided to just dig the little hole here, and go the little fire that you can almost get right on top of like that. Beautiful stuff. See, that's nice and warm. Yeah, so that way I can bury it later on. And if I've got any tins that last night I didn't have time to cook up, so I had a few tins of beans last night. What I do is I throw the tin in the fire once I finish, burn all the stuff off it, then the next morning come and smash it up, bend it up, throw it in my rubbish bin, and that way you don't have any perishables because all the perishables are burnt off. Pack it away in the bin. You can travel for like a week or more at a time and never have any dramas with smelly rubbish. All right, look at that for a beautiful subject. Fantastic stuff. It'll be off and racing any second. There's a bit of heat in those coals from the morning. When I get up before the sun, way before the sun. Have a cup of tea to get me going. Yeah, my hands are cold. A cup of tea to get me going, and then up the hill and paint. Beautiful. There we go. Good as gold. That one's a bit warm. Back in the game, let's get that billy. What have we got going here? And there's some heat in that fire. She's going now. What a contrast. To a second ago. Just saved it. How about that? It almost went disastrous then. The lid's a bit funny though. Yeah, well, there you go. Let's put that one back on without the lid for now. I might have to clean that lid a little bit. There we go, that's better. Better version, okay. All right, take two, clean lid. Here we go. All right, well, what I'll do is we'll just quickly come over here and have a look at the car, give you an idea of exactly how cold it actually is here, because it doesn't look cold on the camera, I realise that. Rock hard frost on the car. Yep, she's cold, all right. Well, no matter. The day will be beautiful in no time. So this is winter in the Flinders Ranges, Outback Australia. Cold nights, but beautiful sunny days as a general rule. So if you can handle the coldness of the night, then you're good as gold for the rest of it. Cups of tea and whatever. Okay, that's what we're talking about. Let's get the tins in the middle of the squash. They're as good as gold. Perfect for packing away in the bin. Whoa, those hands are freezing. Right, let's get this tea sorted. Got the tea infuser, which I always like. It's very flavoursome. I'm not really a tea bag person. I find the tea bags, I can taste the flavour of the paper on the bag. When you have a tea ball like this, an infuser, way better flavour. It's just like having a pot of tea then. Wow. Just look at that. Look at that beautiful light and shadow over there on the cliff. Fantastic. Right, we're on the boil. She's warm all right. Here we go. Whoa. Just leave that there to brew for a bit. Whew. What a lovely morning. I absolutely love being out here, in case you hadn't noticed. The serenity is off the charts, with bird life. When you camp, the outback can be fairly denuded of life in some ways, but when you get into these dry creek beds that run when you get the big rains, you get these beautiful tea trees and gum trees, and it's just like a haven for all the wildlife to come. So you get plenty of roos, plenty of bird life. All the activity comes to life when you get into these little creeks. So, hence why I'm camping here, just out of the creek, mind you. The main creek's down there, so if it did come in flood, I wouldn't be the first to know about it. Those flash floods can really come in hard. It can be raining from miles away up in the hills, you don't even know it's raining. The first thing you know is this big wall of water's coming down. So they're the type of creeks. Most of the time they're dry, but occasionally they come down in flood, and when they do, sometimes you can hear the boulders moving and everything as they really come through. Anyway, we're up high and dry. All right, well, people often ask me, how do you travel with these paintings in the bush without getting dust and smudging them and whatever else? Well, here we go, the box here, they slide in, that's what these slats are on the back for. I'll slide into the box, as good as gold. They'll sit a little bit away from each other so they can't touch each other, and we'll just put that in. There we go. They sit away from each other. Let's just get that camera off and have a quick look so we can see what I'm talking about. You can see that the way they all slide in, there's no way they're going to get damaged once you've got the lid shut. It's dust proof. They can't touch each other. They can bounce around an outback dusty road and you've got no worries. Anyway, so there you go. That's how it's done. That just drops down. I can't do it at the moment because I'm holding the camera. Right, let's go see how that cup of tea is going. Absolutely hanging for this cuppa. Here we go. I've got it down here to stay warm because I got caught up putting the painting away, and I thought the cup is going to go cold. We can't have that. Stick that there. Put that there. A little bit of milk. This is actually, oops, here we go. This is actually almond milk. I might just hook you up on here. Let's have a look. That's it. Now you can see what I'm doing. Bit of almond milk. This is the only brand I've found that actually tastes like real milk. Out of all the different almond milks and whatever else type of milks I've tried, this one has a lovely flavour. Cheers. Fantastic stuff. All right, there you go. That's how you paint in the outback, how you store your paintings, how you enjoy life in general out here. Okay. Absolutely smells delicious. Alright, there we go. I like to do that. Get a really big feed on the go, so I've got plenty of food through the day. That way I don't have to concentrate when it comes time to paint. There's always food to eat. Go off do a painting, or if I'm doing a painting in the evening, haven't got time to come back down the hill and cook up a feed, you've already got it prepared. So a good thing is it takes a fair bit of time to cook up this whole food stuff, but you do a whole lot at once, and that way you get to eat really healthy. There's always something to eat. Anyway, so there we go, we're cooking away. Now I do want to do a big painting on this trip, just got to find the right subject. That'll be the goal next, to look around and try and find something that's appealing on canvas or linen. I will be painting it on Belgian linen actually, white primer this time. Sometimes I put the clear primer on it, but this time it's going to have the white primer. Just what I feel like doing at the time. There's no real reason you can do either, it's all fine. But that's what I feel like doing today, so away we go. That sounds great. Bit of cracked pepper. I think we're pretty done now. Good stuff. All right, well, here we are. G'day there. Beautiful outback scene. The mountains going on and on forever. Large canvas, buckets of oil paint, the whole works and jerks. Cannot wait to get started for this one. Beautiful conditions, no wind, clear skies, coming into the evening. Fantastic stuff, let's get into it. Just blocking in with a knife and a little bit of phthalo blue. Stick that in. Just over here, it's a little bit grey because we're looking a little bit more into the light, which greys off the value. Alright, that's kind of right. Let's go for some darkest darks now. We'll go for some alizarin crimson, viridian green. Right, the base of this tree is going to be some darks. Crimson, lovely red. Yeah. Try not to touch the blue yet, because otherwise we'll get a mucky patch. We don't want that. Throw the paint on. Let's just get that paint on. We can't really muck around, we haven't got much time. Big fleeting moment like this. Get the coverage. A little bit more red. But still I've been keying it down a little bit with burnt siennas and stuff, so it's not the pure intensity of colour it could be if I just went straight colour. It's going to knock in a bit of shadow colour to the foreground. The shadow's going to creep across very quickly. Let's Just put those shadows in, we'll put the light on top in a minute. They're beautiful hills, repetition with variation. They just go on and on. Let me have a look at that. We're getting there, a bit more burnt sienna, and we'll go for a bit of red, a bit of blue to knock it back a bit. Yep. Nice one edge. Yellows, white. Beautiful. Go for some white, cad yellow. Gentas. All right, well, I'm going to leave it at that because I've really caught the big impression. Now, if there's anything else I need to do, I've got everything. It's best to just do it at home. If I need a little bit more refinement, just a slight touch here and there, better to do it at home than overwork it and mess it up now. On the whole, pretty happy with what's going on. Let's get that camera off now, come buzzing right in. You guys can have a look and see what you think. All right. Whew, it is a freezing morning. Just getting the sunrise. It's coming along. Just waiting for it to poke over. It's been frantic. It's absolutely freezing. My hands are like ice. Anyway, getting the subtle tones. Got the beautiful blues on the dusty mauve right on the horizon. The glow of the light coming up. It's all happening. Well, that sun's just risen and it's all over now. It's just that little moment when it strikes the horizon. Once it's up, everything's bled out. You can't look into the sun now, but just that first bit of light, you've got to anticipate it. I made some educated guesses, and then just as it was about to rise, I realised I had to tweak a few things and intensify a few colours. Boom, then the sun came over the horizon. A few little more flicks and that's it. Now it's all different, changed. Anyway, exciting stuff. Absolutely love it. I feel like I've intensified that glow a little bit more where the sun's rising, it's beaming right out. I feel like I really pulled that off there. A few subtle greens next to the oranges and yellows, kind of the warm and cool contrast, make it jump more, dance in your eyes a little more. On the whole, very happy. Let's get back to camp. Time for a cup of tea. All right, just knocking up a little bit of lunch. Bit of leftovers from some of that stuff I cooked. Had plenty of it, so now plenty for the road because I'm in the middle of travelling from A to B. Saves a lot of time when you've already got something going. Lovely. Heading back home now. Been a great trip. Got that major work done and a few little ones. Absolutely fantastic stuff. It's just great to get out in the bush, be part of nature, get grounded, feel the energy of nature itself. Fantastic. Absolutely love it. Type of therapy, I reckon. There we go. I reckon she's just about done. I reckon she's done. I'll get stuck into it now, then get the billy on the go, and then get mobile again. Right on the money. All right, well, that's about it. Had a great trip. Just on my way home now, just having a bit of lunch on the road. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up, share it around to all your mates, and just spread the good word in general. Thanks again for watching, and until next time, I'll see you later.